Well, in Mark chapter 8, let's get the context. We looked at the yeast of the Pharisees and of Herod. Remember the context. They're in the boat. The disciples forgot to take bread. Jesus says, beware of the yeast of the Pharisees and of Herod. And they don't get it. So they're thinking among themselves, it's because we forgot to bring bread. Jesus says, why are you so dull? Don't you have eyes that see, ears that hear? Are your hearts hard? When I fed the 5,000, how many basketfuls did you take up? 12. When I fed the 4,000, how many basketfuls? 7. Stop being so dull and understand. Now the leaven, of course, the yeast, was the yeast of religion, Pharisees, and the yeast of worldliness, Herod. Don't let your life be infected throughout by religion, mere religion or worldliness. The yeast that we need is Christ. Christ, that He is our yeast, He's our leaven, that He affects the whole lump of our lives, the whole lump of the churches that we belong to. Because Jesus is the rising agent. He rose, we rose with Him. We will rise again to eternal life on the last day. May this infect and affect us in every area. Notice this as well, the disciples were slow. They weren't using their eyes spiritually, their ears spiritually. Everything was on the here and now, and the bread, it seems, they were slow. As Christians, we're slow. Don't be too dismayed with yourself. The disciples were slow, particularly young converts. Let's bear with them, bear with ourselves. We can be slow to learn, but the focus needs to be Jesus Christ constantly. And that's what He's pointing to. Not the yeast of worldliness, not the yeast of mere religion, but the yeast of Jesus Christ needs to fill our lives in every area. May that be so. Make it so.